Okay, so just to give you a few examples of, just to give you a sense of what I'm looking for. So here's a submission that was kind of cool for Courier, right? It was more than one page, but you know, it's kind of fun, and certainly gives people a sense of what the font can do and how it can be used. Here's another one. Here's one for Times New Roman, which actually was not designed for specifically for the screen, but was certainly re-engineered for screen viewing because it's very popular. So there's a good example. Another one here on Trebuchet, which was commissioned and designed for screen viewing. Right. So there's a selection of the use of the font itself, and here's one for Verdana. So it gives a number of different, samples of the characters, which when someone builds a font, they have to design each and every glyph in the character set, right? So it's a heap of work. So anyway, if that gives you just kind of a little bit of an idea of what we're looking for, make sure that make sure you have. I'll view this and take a look at the markup view page source here. Make sure make sure your markup is well formatted. There's comments in your code, and your CSS. Make sure that if there's interesting things, little tidbits that are relevant, little tricks you've used. Maybe you've found an interesting article or a little tutorial on a little trick with CSS that was helpful. Include that in your comment. It helps. The person who's looking at your website isn't going to think any less of you, and in fact, people who look at it go, wow, this is great work, and they crack open your code. If it's another developer, they go, oh, that's awesome. That's so thoughtful that someone would put that link in there. That's great, and then they learn and they benefit from your sharing, right? So, make sure you're using some of these. Make sure you're using some of these more sophisticated selectors, like first letter or things like that. Pseudo elements. Start to build leaner, meaner HTML and rely more on your CSS. Okay. So hopefully that gives you a little bit of an idea about what we want to do for what I'm looking for assignment number 1 for web fonts. Cool.